Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to high school softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman here with you, getting ready for the action. You're going to hear the smooth pipes of Mike Verlager in the background, going through the starting lineups right now for both of our teams. What a powerhouse matchup we've got for you today. Was it 19-7? Ithaca with a really tough schedule, taking on 24-4 Sacred Heart Academy. This is going to be a good one. You know this is the Woods Household pregame show coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios built by Konwinski Instruction. Finding ourselves today at Jim Apple Don Hire Softball Field. Also love going out to our friends at Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Wieferich Financial, sponsor of the Zade Bachelder Baller of the game, Maeli Construction, Brad Maeli Well Drilling, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, that whole crew. You see their logos up there on the top of the screen. When you think about doing business in the Mid-Michigan area, please think about supporting those businesses that are supporting this guy, thus supporting these youngsters out there on the field. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the starting lineups for both of these teams. It's Ithaca. It's Sacred Heart Academy. Two of our ultra locals that are already conference champions gearing up to hopefully make deep runs in the MHSAA playoffs. Ithaca will be in Division III. Sacred Heart will be in Division IV, so these two teams won't have to worry about seeing each other come playoff time. And so it's going to be a great battle here today as these two teams kind of put themselves to the test in this one as they get ready for playoff action next week. Time for a break here on the Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, talk about the starting lineup for both these teams as well. Key to victory as well. Be back. More Woods Household pregame show right after this. Ithaca Sacred Heart Academy softball coming right up.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary, he can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, well, just about everything. Bogwai Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Martinez Lawn Care knows your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's where life happens. Martinez Lawn Care provides mowing services, yard cleanups, maintenance, and more to keep your outdoor space the best place for life to happen. Call Martinez Lawn Care today at 989-317-5536. Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group is Mid-Michigan's #1 team for protecting what matters most to you. Home, auto, life, farm, business. They offer a wide variety of coverage at affordable rates with the customer service of a best friend. Visit Brickner and Buckner Farm Bureau Insurance Group on Pickard Road or visit them online at bricknerbunkerinsurance.com. Well, welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Woods Household pregame show as we get you ready for the action. The Ithaca Yellow Jackets, a Sacred Heart Academy All right, as promised, go through those lineups, and we'll start with the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, who will be at the plate first as they are the away team. So Sacred Heart Academy will be in the field. It's that starting lineup for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. It's just cool today that we got the double ultra locals. Leading things off will be the catcher, number 6, Emma Janes. Batting second, playing second base, will be Miss Madeline Smith, wearing a number 1. Batting third in the circle, Miss Maeli Akin. Batting cleanup, playing the hot corner over at third base, number 12, Kensley Martin. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 16, Samantha Taylor. Batting sixth, number 6, playing in left field, Miss Alyssa Polash. Batting seventh, playing in center field, Mackenzie McLean. She's wearing number 14. Batting eighth, playing in right field, is number 10, Chloe Skeeth. And playing shortstop, batting ninth, is number 3, Emma McCune. You can see the Sacred Heart Academy girls take the field right now to get some warm-ups in. And myself, Mike Verlegger, and Larry Perry were just talking about the unthought of skill that goes into hitting infield, hitting outfield warm-ups. If you are a high school baseball, softball coach, you got to have that old Benny the Jet Rodriguez in you and be able to tell a kid just to stick the glove up, and they're going to be able to catch it, as you see Coach Wheaton kind of line them up there. And things are a little blurry today. We got the best view we can here on the Woods also a pregame show, but right behind the fences with these super nice cameras aren't always the best, as they're always trying to focus on the closest thing. The closest thing we got is unfortunately a pole right there. But again, this is Woods also a pregame show. Going to do the best we can to bring you the action as clear as we can. Sacred Heart Academy coming into this game 24-4, highly ranked in Division 4. 19-7 is the Ithaca Yellow Jacket record. Somehow not ranked in Division 3. Not even mentioned in the honorable mention when it comes to the MHSAA rankings, as well as the Coaches Association rankings. And you think about, they split with Clare. They beat Mount Pleasant High twice, a Division 1 team. Kind of surprising to me that they have not made their way into the rankings. We're going to take another break here on the Woods also pregame show. When we come back, we're talking more Ithaca Yellow Jacket softball. Go through their starting lineup, talk about the defense, Sacred Heart Academy we'll be talking about when we come back. Just talked about the Yellow Jackets. It's more Woods also pregame show coming right up here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Ithaca, Sacred Heart Academy, powerhouse softball matchup as both of these conference champions get ready for district play next week. Back with more Woods also pregame show right after this.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beale City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car, and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind. by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, E&S Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, E&S can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. E&S Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit E&S Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. E&S Graphics, printing all things physical.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Ithaca Yellow Jackets, Sacred Heart Academy, getting ready to battle here on the softball field. Jim Eppel, Don Heyer Field here on Lincoln Road. Just south of Broomfield Road. Yeah, I think that'd be the correct term here, in between Broomfield and Deerfield. Right before it turns to dirt on Lincoln is where you can find Sacred Heart Academy ball field. See the boys warming up, having some practice over here. They're not in action today. Just the girls are in action. They are the show in town here today. Ithaca, Sacred Heart Academy. Talked about that Ithaca lineup. They come in at 19-7 on the year already. Conference champions in the Tri-Valley Blue, I think it is. Now we slide over to talk about this Sacred Heart Academy roster. Leading things off, the center fielder, number 9, Izzy Ruker. Batting second, playing in right field, number 6, Maeve McConnell. Batting third, in the circle, number 4, Mairin Wheaton. Batting fourth, playing in the hot corner at third base, number 24, Savannah Jones. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 35, Lexi Sweet. Batting sixth, playing behind the plate, number 15, Maddie Anderson. DHing in this one. Batting seventh, number 25, Elena Verliger. Batting eighth, wearing number 2, the shortstop, Miss Addie Lay. And batting ninth, playing second base, wearing number 5, is Brooke Neff. And hitting Elena Verlager in the field is Elizabeth Courtwright, playing out in left. It's the Yellow Jackets. It is the Irish getting ready to battle here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And again, not the greatest view here right from behind that pole. You can kind of see that the pole there is really centered up and is the thing that it's kind of focused on here. We'll see if we can maybe get some kind of switch up going here, because that just is not very clear as I check things out. But again, if it's a bit of a radio call here, you know your boy can handle that as well. As we got Sacred Heart Academy ready to battle Ithaca here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We're going to send it out to another commercial break as we get headed towards the national anthem, the meeting of the minds at the middle of home plate. We'll send it out to another break. When we come back, we'll talk more about Ithaca, Sacred Heart softball. Talk about the keys to victory and the special matchup we could see in this first game here in the Circle. Back with more Yellow Jackets, Sacred Heart Academy softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Maeli Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Maeli Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blackhole Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blackhole Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to it on this Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It is the Woods Household pregame show. Much love going out to our friends at Barbary Law, Gates Doing and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird, All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant, Clark Modular Homes, Wieferich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Maeli Well Drilling, and Maeli Construction. Also love to Bryce Up to Graphic, Joe Wentworth, Premium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive, ENS Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, our sponsor of the Timber of the Game. Also love Konwinski Construction, Blackhole Pools and Spas, and J&J Auto, sponsor of the J&J Auto Collision Report. And I don't know how many collision reports we are going to have here in game #1 because we have got two very, very dominant pitchers in the circle. Maeli Akin has been absolutely outstanding this year. The two games that I have seen, she has struck out a combined 27 batters. It was 13 that went down via strikeout versus Saginaw Valley Lutheran. I might be shortchanging her one or two as well. And she struck out 14 in the opener, matching All-Stater Kylie Wyman for Claire. And Mairin Wheaton, well, she is an over 500 strikeout pitcher who's been doing it for 4 years. And take out the two freshman year, she went all the way down to the state finals. Her and Savannah Jones sharing the duty in the circle. They've been just as good as sophomores, as juniors, as seniors. The only thing, in my opinion, that's kept them from going on a deep, deep run back down at Michigan State University has been running into a powerhouse Beale City Aggie team the last couple years in the district finals. They have played some absolute magnificent games, and I think there's a chance that we could have another one coming next week. Kind of a quick preview of what's coming up next week. Next Friday, I will be in Beale City to bring you the Beale City Sacred Heart Academy District. Then the very next day, I will be in Coleman to bring you the Beale City Sacred Heart Academy Baseball District. And again, there's other teams in those districts, but you know your boy following those ultra locals, and they are two special teams this year that I think whoever wins between the two of them will have a chance to go a long, long way once again. The meeting of the minds is finished at home plate right now. Coach Schenkel, Coach Wheaton, captains, they are ready to go. So we're going to be heading to the national anthem here in just a moment. There's not going to be a national anthem. I have just been alerted. And so we will send it out to one more quick commercial break as Sacred Heart Academy will take the field, a couple final warm-ups. May have to cut things off in the middle, but we'll be back with first pitch right after this. Sacred Heart Academy, Ithaca, powerhouse softball matchup here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Wieferich Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Wieferich Financial. Wieferich Financial assists people in all stages of life, with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WieferichFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Wieferich Financial, member SIPC. Martinez Painting, Central Michigan's trusted painting professionals. They specialize in both interior and exterior jobs for your home and business. No matter how big or how small the job, they transform any space with quality and precision. Learn more by visiting Martinez Painting on Facebook today or give them a call at 989-317-5536. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools. And we're going to cut things off there. Big shout out to our friends Hanging by the Thread and the rest of the crew. I'll make the joke. We'll get back to the rest of that commercial break when we send it out here to our next break. But we are ready for the action. It's Ithaca. It's Sacred Heart Academy here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. What a battle this one has the potential to be. It's Maeli Akin versus Mairin Wheaton in the circle. And these are two lineups that both of these pitchers could pitch very well, and this could be a 6-8, 7-8 game. However, I wouldn't be surprised if this was also a 1-0, 2-1 game if these pitchers are both really spinning it in the circle. Emma Janes is stepping to the plate for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets to lead things off. She is the catcher wearing number 6 for Ithaca, who's out there in the white jerseys, the royal blue pants with the yellow stripe down the side, and on those white jerseys, they've got the navy blue lettering with the yellow outlining. Janes swings at the first one, can't catch up to it from Mairin Wheaton. Steps out, now steps back in. Second one from Wheaton, also a swinging strike there from Emma Janes. Quickly, the count is 0-2. And around the diamond defensively for the Irish girls. Here comes the 0-2 for Mairin Wheaton. It's going to miss outside. Mairin Wheaton in the circle. Maddie Anderson behind the plate. Lexi Sweet over at first. Brooke Neff at second. Addie Lay at short. Savannah Jones at third. Elizabeth Courtright in left. Izzy Ruker in center field. And Maeve McConnell out in right field. That one's going to be a strike on the low inside corner. Punch out for Wheaton looking for Emma Janes. So that is one strikeout for Mairin Wheaton. As I said, she came into this year over 500 strikeouts. You see the scoreboard up there in the corner. I made the joke a few times this baseball, softball season that your boys found a way to get a scoreboard down there to make sure everybody can keep up with it. Just doesn't look all that good through the fence. Swinging strike on the first pitch of the second at-bat here for Madeline Smith. Wheaton looks at the wrist, has his sign, steps back in the circle. Here comes the 0-1. Another swing and a miss there for Madeline Smith. What a start here for Mairin Wheaton in the circle. And she's headed to Tryon University next year to continue her softball career, where she'll get to play with her older sister on a team for the first time. This one's going to be popped up out of play. Giving chase from behind the plate is Maddie Anderson. Count will remain 0-2 to Madeline Smith. Maeli Akin is on deck, the pitching counterpart going up against Mairin Wheaton. Much love to our friends Kenneth Egger DDS, the Fisher Companies, Gross Farms, and Brad Gross Electric. Almost up north, Stitches for Britches, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, and Berry Funeral Home. Got myself an Arctic Swirl last night from Doozy's Ice Cream Place. My dog, I think, is an even bigger fan than I am. Go there and get that pup cup. 0-2 the count to Madeline Smith. After she fouled that one off, steps back in. She'll foul this one off again, giving chase down the first baseline, and making the catch is going to be Lexi Sweet. So pop out to first base in foul territory. Has two quickly down here in the top of the first inning. Now stepping to the plate is the very, very dangerous Maeli Akin. I believe the numbers that I saw from last week were that she struck out 18 and also had herself a couple home runs in the same game. She's waving a pink bat over the back right shoulder. She steps in. She's going to send this one down the first baseline. Just a little flibber sent by second baseman Brooke Neff over to Lexi Sweet for the out. And so 3 up, 3 down. And again, these are two powerhouse matchups here, but I would not be totally surprised if we saw a pitching duel as well. Due up for the Sacred Heart Academy girls, it's Izzy Ruckert, Maeve McConnell, and Mairin Wheaton here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Take a quick break here to hear from some of our fantastic friends. When we come back, it's more Ithaca Sacred Heart Academy softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, heading to the bottom of the first inning after Ithaca went clean in the top of the first. More softball coming right up. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. They went clean in the top half of the first against Miss Mairin Wheaton in the circle. So now here we are headed to the bottom of the first inning on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Due up for a Sacred Heart Academy. As I mentioned, it's Izzy Ruckert, Maeve McConnell, and Mairin Wheaton. Center field, right field pitcher, if you want to look at the positions. And in the circle is Miss Maeli Akin. Round the bags defensively for Ithaca. It's Emma James behind the plate. Smith Taylor at first. Madeline Smith at second. Emma McCune at shortstop. Over at third base, it's Miss Kensley Martin. That's Polash in left field. McLean in center. And Chloe Skeeth out in right field. Izzy Ruckert stepping to the dish for the Irish girls. More love going out to our friends. Boomer's Lawn Care, Barry Funeral Home, A Dog Central, Sydney's Judges Bench, the Beale City Village Store, Smith & Sons, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, CNC Enterprises, your home for all things Red Wing and Irish Setter boots in your Carhartt headquarters. Also love to the Dance Again Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan. First pitch from Maeli Akin is going to be over for a strike. And you see Ruckert trying to run out or blurring out of that batter's box on the left side. And she has a slap hitter. If she puts one down that hits the ground a couple times with her speed, she is always a tough out. Another thing that's tough about Ruckert is she's also capable of pulling the bat back and swinging for the fences as well. Another swinging strike there, counting out 0-2. Ruckert steps back in on the left side. Maeli Akin are ready to wind and deal. And it's going to be on the outside corner for a strikeout looking. So this inning starts the same way the top of the first inning went. A strikeout looking to the leadoff hitter. And that just tells you how good these two pitchers are. Really good leadoff hitters. Both go down looking. Now Maeve McConnell stepping to the plate, playing in a right field for Sacred Heart Academy in this one. Batting on the right side. Or pardon me, the left side, waving that pink bat over the back left shoulder. She'll swing at the first pitch, foul it off the backstop. Mairin Wheaton on deck. McConnell at the plate right now. We're scoreless. Bottom of the first inning. 1 out and nobody on for Miss Maeve McConnell. Steps back in on the left side. Maeli Akin ready. Winds and deals. This one's going to be sent down the left field line. Just foul. That could have been trouble there for Ithaca. But McConnell just fouls that one down the left field line. And with nobody on base here, if maybe you want to try and bounce one up there, if you're Akin, maybe try and get McConnell to chase something here. This would be a good time to do so. Here comes the 0-2 from the junior. This one's going to be fouled off out of play. Right over the backstop here. 0-2 the count. Much love, Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, Pier Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, GNS Mechanical, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, and the Diner was there today for my bacon cheeseburger. There's always something about going in around lunchtime, getting a bacon cheeseburger from a place that also cooks breakfast. You know, sometimes they got that leftover bacon. I might have had 3-4 strips of bacon on my bacon cheeseburger today. It was phenomenal. 1-2 the count, one down here in the bottom of the first inning. This one's going to be smoked foul once again. Great job here by Maeve McConnell at this at-bat. We've got pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here. Count remains 1-2 with Mairin Wheaton on deck. The right fielder continues to battle from the left side of the plate. Maeli Akin ready to wind and deal. Here comes the 1-2. This one's going to be sent towards center field. It's going to be over the head, up against the wall. Rounding first, coming into second is McConnell. McLean gets it in quickly, but it's a double for Maeve McConnell. She just had one of those at-bats with 2 strikes where it seemed like she was refusing to get out, and she ends up with a double. That's what happens when you battle off a couple pitches. You end up seeing something a little bit better to hit. Taking advantage was McConnell. She smokes that one pretty much dead center field up against the wall. Now stepping the plate with a runner on second, 1 out here in the bottom of the first is Miss Mairin Wheaton. Got the 2 pitching counterparts going up against each other here. That one's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. Savannah Jones is on deck. Again, these 2 powerhouse lineups, as I said in the pregame, this could be a 2-1 game or a 10-9 game. Every girl for both these lineups expects to come up and hit, but then you get 2 powerhouse pitchers like we've got, and they expect to shut things down. Be very curious to see what happens here with that runner on second base. The number 3 hitter, Mairin Wheaton, at the dish. Count now 0-2 after she fouls that one off. Akin ready in the middle of the circle. Wind rolling here at Sacred Heart Academy ball field. That one's going to be high. Mairin Wheaton not going for the high heat there. The count now 1-2. Wheaton digs in on the right side. McConnell out at second base. Here comes the 1-2. This one's going to be sent really high in the air. McEwen's got to play it short, but there's a lot of wind out there. She will make the catch. Runner remains at second base. A big out there for Mairin Wheaton and the Sacred Heart Academy girls, as there is now 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning with Savannah Jones stepping the plate. That runner remains in scoring position here at second base. With Maeve McConnell's speed, if you're Savannah Jones, if you send a ground ball to the outfield, drive one to the outfield, and it gets into the grass, probably be able to score McConnell from second base. First pitch is going to be inside 1-0. Lexi Sweet is on deck. Right now, it's Akin versus Savannah Jones. Jones batting from the right side. Steps in, waits for this one. It's going to be fouled off the backstop here. Crosswind kind of rolling through the press box right now. Feels pretty darn good, but messing with a little bit of the equipment here. Savannah Jones steps back in. Count 1-1. McConnell ready to speed away from second base if she has the opportunity. And Akin just loses the handle on that one and does get away. There is McConnell moving up to third base. Almost a little bit of the broadcaster's jinx right there with Akin as that runner does move up. And what's important about the runner moving up in this situation when it comes to high school baseball and softball, a pass ball now can score that runner from third base. It doesn't have to be put into play now by Savannah Jones. 2-1 the count to the senior playing at third base, wearing number 24 for Sacred Heart Academy. The junior, number 5 in the circle, Maeli Akin, winds and deals. It's going to be put in play towards short. Not an easy play for McCune. She gathers it, not in time, so a run will come across on the infield single from Savannah Jones. It wasn't a bad play by McCune over at first base, as that one was smoked by Savannah Jones. But you could say maybe the play should have been made. Again, the old Spockman box score. Oh, we're never putting any errors up there. It's now 1-0, bottom of the first inning, as Lexi Sweet now steps to the plate with a runner at first base after the RBI infield single there from Savannah Jones. So Maeve McConnell doubles, moves up to third base on the pass ball, and then she's brought in on the infield single there from Savannah Jones. They look to check the runner over at first. She's back after ball 1. 1-0, Irish in front here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Now double check here, make sure that runner was safe, and she did get back in time as Sweet steps back in for the 1-0. Savannah Jones pretty much in the blocks over there like a sprinter getting ready to go. She will now go after the 1-0. Throw down to second base. She slides in safely. The ball does go out to center field, but good backup play out there from Mackenzie McLean doesn't allow Savannah Jones to move up to third base. So now a run around second here for Sacred Heart Academy with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Lexi Sweet at the plate. And as I said, with that speed of McConnell when she was at second base, something the outfield here could score her. Very same situation here for Lexi Sweet. Got a lot of speed out there with Savannah Jones. Put one in the grass. Probably going to score that run from second. Great changeup right there. Sweet wasn't ready for that one. It's over for a strike. 1-2 now the count to Lexi Sweet. So we're number 35 playing at first base in this one for the Irish girls. One and two the count. Here comes the next pitch from Akin. It's going to be smoked in between third and short. Rounding third, coming in to score is Savannah Jones with that aforementioned speed. Lexi Sweet knew the throw was coming home, so she takes second base with the RBI double in the Spockman box score. Now 2 runs in here for Sacred Heart Academy, both of them coming with 2 outs as well. And a strikeout from Izzy Ruker, a double from Maeve McConnell. Mairin Wheaton then popped out to short. Then you have now had an RBI infield single from Savannah Jones and an RBI double from Lexi Sweet. Runner at second base. 2-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead as the catcher, Maddie Anderson, now steps to the dish. The Irish girls continue to threaten with that runner at second base. Anderson swinging for the fences at that first pitch. 0-1 a count. She looks down the third baseline to Coach Wheaton, get the sign, steps back in. Senior digs in on the right side. Junior Maeli Akin winds and deals. That one's going to be inside. Looked a bit high, but as I always say, best view in the house brought to you by Woods Household Appliance. Just in the top part of the strike zone. Counting out 0-2 to Maddie Anderson. Next pitch, that one's going to be high. It's going to get away from the catcher. That will allow the runner to move up to third base. Again, now a pass ball here could score that run from third. Great job moving up. Anderson steps out, steps back in. Count 1-2. Maeli Akin winds and deals. Swing and a miss, a punch out for Akin, her second of the half inning as the Irish girls go down, but they get 2 runs across to leave 1 on second base. But a great start for Sacred Heart Academy as they lead it 2-0 as we head to the second inning. There's nothing Mairin Wheaton loves more than being able to go out for her second inning, and she has got herself a lead, a 2-run lead at that, as we head to inning number 2 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Keep things right here. Much love to our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Happy birthday to Miss Jen Verlager, the superintendent there as well. Also love Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai, Bang & Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker, Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Balak Electric, and the aforementioned diner. Also more love coming to you from Barberry Law. As you know, it's the Barberry Law Studios built by Konwinski Construction, and don't got much of a Gates Drilling and Service halftime report going on right now, but you know that's always the deal. Football and basketball season, and the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game could possibly be that double that we saw in that first inning. Either the one from Maeve McConnell before she come around to score, but I think we're going with Lexi Sweet, that great base running as well. She was able to take second base. That is so far our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. And think about a Zade Bachelder Baller of the game. And they'll probably Sweet herself as well. That RBI double. Kensley Martin, Samantha Taylor, Alyssa Polash leading things off, brought to you by J&J Auto, Blacko Pools and Spas, and Weber Brothers Sawmill here in the top half of the second inning for the Lady Yellow Jackets of Ithaca. Kensley Martin plays at third base, wearing number 12 out there for the Yellow Jackets, batting from the left side. They went 1-2-3 in the top half of the first, see if they can get something going against Mairin Wheaton. Emma James led things off in that first. She struck out, and then Madeline Smith popped out to first base, and Maeli Akin grounded out to second. 0-1 count. Martin steps back in, ready on that left side. She's going to take that one. It's on the outside corner. Great job framing that one by Maddie Anderson behind the dish. See, in high school baseball and high school softball, the catcher can be just as important as the pitcher a lot of times. Next pitch, that one's going to be just off the outside corner, 1-2 now the count. Get a girl that knows how to catch in as opposed to catch out, and what I mean by that, your gloves going back into the plate as opposed to the outside part of the plate. Can really help that pitcher out there in the circle or the mound, depending if it's baseball or softball. That one's going to be fouled off by Martin. Count will remain 1-2. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat upcoming here. Leadoff hitter in the top of the second inning for Ithaca. Sacred Heart Academy able to get 2 across in the bottom of the first. Next pitch, swing and a miss. It's another punch out for Miss Mairin Wheaton. Had 2 punch-outs in the bottom of the first inning for Maeli Akin. Now got 2 punch-outs here through 1 1/3 from Mairin Wheaton. Samantha Taylor will now step to the plate. Alyssa Polash on deck for the Yellow Jackets. Wheaton back in the middle of the circle. That one's going to miss inside, kind of creeping up from first base as Lexi Sweet, like she's ready for a possible bunt here from Samantha Taylor. Taylor with a deep knee bend, a low stance. She swings at that one. It's going to be a foul tip, 1-1. 24-4 Sacred Heart Academy, 19-7 Ithaca. Both of these teams are already conference champions. That one's going to be fouled off the backstop here right in front of the press box. Counting is now 1-2. We have both teams already conference champions, undefeated in conference play on both sides as far as I can remember as well. Now, the great battle here as they get ready for the playoffs next week. This one's going to be grounded, not hit hard. It's going to be a tough play for Jones over at first. You got the stretch from Lexi Sweet to help get the out. Ground out to third base, but a pretty dramatic one right there. Nice play from Savannah Jones over at third base, and then Lexi Sweet really using her length to make things happen. Alyssa Polash now stepping to the plate. And a look at Mike Verlager. She's number 2, but she's number 6 in the order. And so my bad to my main buddy Mike Verlager as I goofed him up there getting things ready. If there would have been a mistake, Mike, I'd have stuck my head out the window and took in the brunt for that one. Polash swings at the first one. She's way out in front, 0-1. Polash playing in left field. When I saw them earlier this year for Saginaw Valley Lutheran, it was kind of, a fun moment in between game 1 and game 2 as I'm taking things down. She kind of looked back and was like, I'm not going to hear you talk this whole next game. And I says, no, you're in good fortune. You probably had enough of me for the day. That one also a strike. She steps back in. The count now 0-2. Wheaton looking for another 1-2-3 inning. Polash will foul that one off to stay alive. Polash, one of the all-sports stars for Ithaca. Volleyball, basketball, softball, no matter what the season, what the sport, she gets it done for the Yellow Jacket girls. There's a swing and a miss. That will be strike number 3. 3 punch-outs through 2 now for Mairin Wheaton as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. What a start for Wheaton in the circle. Going to take a break to hear from some of our friends. Back with more Sacred Heart Academy Ithaca Yellow Jacket softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it. Elena Verlager at the plate for the Irish girls, DHing in this one, playing in the field. Out on the left for her is Elizabeth Courtwright. Swings at the first pitch. Akin steps back, getting ready for the 0-1. That's going to be on the low inside corner. Count now 0-2 very quickly to Verlager. Bottom of the second inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Sacred Heart Academy leads Ithaca 2-0. Number 7 hitter Elena Verlager at the plate to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Here comes that 0-2. That's going to miss outside. Good eye from Verlager at the plate, not chasing that one on outside, but also not a bad idea there from Akin to try and get her to chase. Verlager on the right side, waves the bat over the back right shoulder. Is going to foul this one off to stay alive at the plate. Addie Lay, the shortstop, on deck. Then it's Brooke Neff. That's back to the top of the order for Sacred Heart Academy. If you're Maeli Akin, you'd love to go 1, 2, 3 here and not see the top of the order again for Sacred Heart Academy until that third inning. 2-0 Irish girls with the lead here in the bottom of the second. 1-2 count to Verlager. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be inside. Verlager having to jump out of the way of that one. And sometimes you say wear it to some of your players, but when you're going to get hit in the shin on a very fast pitch, you want them to jump out of the way of that one. 2-2 now the count. Verlager digs back in on the right side. Here comes the pitch from Akin. That's going to be inside. Great job by Verlager here. This will now be pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here. Steps back in, right side. Akin ready to wind and deal in the circle. That's going to miss outside. Great at-bat right there for Elena Verlager. You want your leadoff hitter to get on base no matter how it happens. That's what she does here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner on first, nobody out with Addie Lay stepping to the plate. And with the speed of Verlager at first and the speed of Addie Lay at the plate here, you got to watch out for a bunt. Martin and Taylor are playing way in on third and first. Showing bunt is Lay. She won't be able to get it down on the first pitch. That'll be ball 1. Brooke Neff on deck. Lay looking to see if she can move up the runner for her. But again, with her speed, she is definitely a threat to beat out the bunt here as well. Here comes the 1-0 to Addie Lay. She doesn't show bunt this time, swinging away. Can't catch up with it. 1-1 now the count. Lay looks down at the wrist, steps back in on the right side, gets ready to roll. Maeli Akin, same thing. Got the signal from the dugout. Ready to wind and deal with the 1-1. Verlager at first base. Lay now does show bunt again, tries to put it down, chases it high and outside. 1-2 now the count to Addie Lay. That'll take the bunt out of play in this situation. Lay digs back in. Looks to show bunt again. It will be strike 3 as she tries to drop down the bunt with 2 strikes. That'll be the third punch out already in this one for Miss Maeli Akin. 1 down. Runner at first remains Elena Verlager. Neff now stepping to the plate. Number 5 batting on the right side. She'll swing at the first pitch and foul it off the backstop. Janes retrieves the softball, sends it back out to Akin in the circle. Got 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Irish girls lead it 2-0. Comes the 0-1 pitch to Maeli Akin to Brooke Neff. Neff watches that one go by for a strike. 0-2 now the count. 1 down here, bottom of the second inning. Irish girls at the plate out there in the all red. Red pants, red jerseys with the white lettering. The Ithaca girls out there, the white jerseys, the blue shoulders, the blue pants, the yellow piping. That one will be fouled off by Neff. Count remains 0-2. Neff steps out, steps back in. Waves the bat over the back right shoulder. Ready to sprint away from first base if the ball gets put in play as Elena Verlager. Here comes the 0-2. It's going to be smoked up the middle. What a play, trying to step on second. They will get 1 out. What a play at second base from Madeline Smith. It's going to be a fielder's choice, allowing Neff to reach base, but out trying to go to second is Verlager. That was a fantastic play at second. Verlager had a pretty good jump on things, and it would have been a close play at first, but deciding to take it all herself was Madeline Smith. What a big-time play right there from Smith. Now 2 down, runner remains at first base in Brooke Neff. Izzy Ruckert stepping to the plate. She struck out her first time up. Again, with the movement with the pitcher movement Maeli Akin has, it's going to be tough to be a slap hitter against her because you're already kind of coming out of the box, and then it crosses over the plate, moves away from the plate, and you're already moving yourself. It's going to be tough to put bat on ball when she's got the movement going. There's a foul tip there. 0-2 now, the count to Ruckert. Maeve McConnell is on deck. She doubled her first time up. Runner on first base, 1 down, bottom of the second inning. 2 down for Sacred Heart Academy. 0-2 the count to the number 1 hitter, Izzy Ruckert. Maeve McConnell, as I mentioned, is on deck, who doubled her first time up. Some adjustments being made. Emma Janes back behind the plate, ready to work with Akin. 0-2 the count, 2 down. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be high, looking to get the steal out there. It's a great throw out to second base. They will get Neff trying to steal. So that's 2 out on the base path for Sacred Heart Academy. And this one, Ruckert will be back up in the 3rd inning. But might there be a little bit of what Ithaca needed to get some momentum going. They've gone 6 up, 6 down through the first 2 innings. We'll see if they can get something going against Mairin Wheaton in the top of the 3rd inning. It's Mackenzie McLean, Chloe Skeeth, and Emma McCune leading things off. Brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive, ENS Graphics, and Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. Back with the 3rd inning right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Sacred Heart Academy girls lead it 2-0 over the Yellow Jackets, but the Yellow Jackets coming to the plate to see if they can make something happen. Back with more softball right after this.
Brad Maeli Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Maeli Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road, or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Mackenzie McLean at the plate for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets here to start inning number 3 on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Again, trying to adjust that camera the best I can, but it's got the autofocus on it. It really wants to focus on that foul pole. Doing the best we can here. Top of the 3rd inning. Sacred Heart Academy leading the Ithaca Yellow Jackets 2-0. And reset the scoreboard here. Pull that back up for everybody. McLean steps back to plate, center fielder for the Yellow Jackets. 2-1 the count. This one's going to be fouled out of play. A count now run to 2-2. Went strikeout, pop out to first base, ground out to second in the 1st inning. In the 2nd inning, it was strikeout, ground out to 3rd base, strikeout for Mairin Wheaton in the circle. She's had it rolling so far. 2-2 now, the count to Mackenzie McLean, the center fielder. She's going to put a charge into this one out towards the 3rd baseline, but it'll get foul out of play. Savannah Jones and Addie Lay both giving chase from shortstop and 3rd base, but not able to get there. Count will remain 2-2. Chloe Skeeth on deck. Emma McCune behind her. Top of the 3rd inning. 2-0 Sacred Heart Academy girls with the lead. This one's going to be fouled off. Great job staying alive at the plate here by McLean. Got pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here. Blaine digs in on the right side, swings at that one. It's going to be another punch-out already. 4 through 2 1/3 for Miss Mairin Wheaton in the circle. Chloe Skeeth will now step to the plate for the Yellow Jacket girls. See if she can get something going. Yellow Jackets threatening. I should say Mairin Wheaton threatening to go through the Yellow Jacket lineup clean through the first time. First pitch to Chloe Skeeth is going to be a strike. 24-4 Sacred Heart, 19-7 Ithaca. Again, both these teams are already their conference champions. Now matching up here today, getting ready for action next week. Got more great action tomorrow. So shout out to Beale City is having senior night. Did a really cool video with the seniors and Coach Fletcher last year. There was another punch out for Mairin Wheaton. Make it 5. But did a really cool video. Won't be able to be there. So they got some stuff going on downstate till midday tomorrow. But hoping tomorrow evening be able to be at senior night for the Mount Pleasant Oiler volleyball team. Yes, the boys volleyball team, their first ever year in volleyball. And they are now ranked number 9 in Division II in the state. What an accomplishment right there for the boys, and also head coach Brandy Grogowski. Is unbelievable what she has done with a bunch of boys who have never played volleyball before, smashing up on some teams that have been together for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They have just been excellent. Quickly now, 2 strikes to Emma McCune. Chance here for Wheaton to possibly strike out the side. Kuhn steps back in, batting on the left side, plays shortstop for the Yellow Jackets, wearing number 3. She wants to check that one. They're going to say she didn't go around, counting out 1 and 2. Already 5 punch-outs through 2 2/3 for Mairin Wheaton. As she steps back to the middle of the circle, winds and deals with the 1 and 2. It will be a swinging strike to strike out the side here in the third, and that is now 6 punch-outs for Mairin Wheaton so far. She has absolutely got it going in the circle for Sacred Academy as they lead it 2-0, heading to the bottom of the third inning on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We'll be back with more Irish softball right after this. We'll see Mairin Wheaton back at the plate as it will be Izzy Ruckert, Maeve McConnell, and Mairin Wheaton due up for the Irish. Coming up next on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Blackhole Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blackhole Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to it. Bottom of the third inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Mairin Wheaton has now struck out 4 consecutive batters for Sacred Academy. She has struck out 6 through 3 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Top of the order up for Sacred Academy, Izzy Ruckert, Maeve McConnell, and Mairin Wheaton. Charging out of the box, ready for that slap hit is Miss Ruckert, but that one's going to miss as well. 2-0 now the count. She was down on the count 0-2 before they threw the runner out on the base path. She's going to put a charge in this one out towards left field. Again, not your typical slap hit right there, but it is caught out on left by Polash. So fly out to left field to start the bottom of the third inning here for Sacred Academy. Bring McConnell to the plate now for the Irish girls. 1 out, bottom of the third inning. She doubled and scored the first run of the ball game back in the first. She was driven in on an infield single from Savannah Jones. Again, that's the Spockman box score. Ready to wind and deal in the circle is Akin. Outside corner for strike one to McConnell. And I talked about it with Maddie Anderson. Emma Janes, you got pitchers who got a lot of movement. It's very important to catch to the inside of the plate as opposed to the outside part of the plate. James, another one of those girls, just like Maddie Anderson, that does a great job helping out their pitcher in the circle. That one's going to be fouled off. 0-2 now the count. McConnell digs in on the left side. Waves the pink bat over the back left shoulder. She gets ready to rock and roll with the 0-2. This one's going to be smoked up the middle. Takes the glove off of Maeli Akin. Holy moly. Akin got her glove on it. Probably would have caught a normal hit right there, but that one was absolutely smoked by Maeve McConnell. She is now 2 for 2 on the day, and you wonder about the exit velocity of that one. Holy moly. Wheaton now stepping to the plate, a chance to help out her cause. She popped out to shortstop her first time up on a 1-2 count. But if she continues to pitch like she has in the circle, the Irish aren't going to need a whole lot more runs here in this one. Here comes the pitch from Maeli Akin. Again, man, that one, last one was smoked. Akin looked like she had made the play. That one's going to be caught by McHugh. She looks to double it up over at first. It won't happen, so a pop out to first, or pop out to short for the second time in this game for Mairin Wheaton. There's now 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning. That'll bring Savannah Jones to the plate. And again, the Spockman box score has got her with an RBI infield single. Could have possibly been ruled an error in this ball game on the official box score, the game changer box score, I will say. Savannah Jones did come around to score as well. She stole second base and then was driven in on an RBI double from Lexi Sweet. First pitch is going to miss 1-0 the count to Jones. Akin looking towards that dugout for the sign. A lot of times you got softball coaches will call out 3 numbers, 5, 6, 4, and then you'll have the pitcher look down at the wrist and know where the ball, what pitch to throw according to those numbers. Second will miss 2-0 now the count to Savannah Jones. Bottom of the third inning, Irish girls lead it 2-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network behind 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Mairin Wheaton, unbelievable the first time through the lineup. This one's going to be popped up towards second. Not an easy play, but making the catch is Madeline Smith. That'll take us to the end of the third inning. Some great defense being played right now on both sides of the ball. Maeve McConnell, though, starting to look like possibly our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, as she's now 2 for 2 on the day with a double run scored, and then just had that single moments ago before she was stranded. But Miss Mairin Wheaton was perfect the first time through the lineup against this Ithaca Yellow Jacket team. And I'll say it again, this isn't a, one-win team that they're playing against. This is a team that expects to make some noise when it comes to the Division III playoffs and these Sacred Heart Academy girls. So we head to the top of the fourth inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Yellow Jackets desperately trying to get something going against Mairin Wheaton in the circle. We had 9 up, 9 down, 1 through 3, punching out 6 of those 9 batters. Matter of fact, I don't think there's been one hit to the outfield. Madeline Smith popped out to first base. That was in foul territory. Maeli Akin kind of had a weak grounder in between first and second for it out, and then he got a ground out to third base. Other than that, it's all strikeouts, and so not really any good contact in this game so far for the Yellow Jackets as Emma Jane steps back to the dish. The catcher in this one for for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. Wheaton stepping back to the middle of the circle. Here comes the pitch. Jane swinging and missing at that one. She was quickly down 0-2 in the count last time. Fouled off a couple, was able to stay alive before she went down on strikes to start the game. Wheaton quickly back in the middle of the circle. Winds and deals. Another swing and a miss there for Emma Janes. That's been the other thing in this game for Mairin Wheaton as well. There hasn't been a whole lot of watch it go by strikeouts. There's been a ton of swings and misses out there. As I say that, I do remember Janes did go down looking in her first plate appearance. That one's going to be high and outside. 1-2 now the count to Emma Janes. Already 6 punch-outs for Wheaton through 3. She has struck out 4 in a row as she heads back out here in the top of the fourth inning. 2-0, Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. Now there is another punch out, make it 7 for Wheaton, and that is now 5 in a row going back to the second inning. That'll bring Madeline Smith to the plate. I said it in the pregame, this is a game with these offenses that could be 6-8, 8-9, but also with the two pitchers we have in the circle, I could see a 2-1, 3-2, or maybe a 2-0 type of game with the way Mairin Wheaton has got it going right now. This one's going to be fouled off out of play by Madeline Smith. You think about all the girls that play travel ball on this one. Jane Smith, Akin, McCune, I know all do for Ithaca, Sacred Academy, ton of travel ball players as well. And so I'm sure these girls have seen each other not just here on the high school softball field, but in the travel ball circuit as well. 0-2 now the count to Smith. Anderson ready behind the plate. Whining and dealing is Wheaton. That one will be fouled off. Staying alive at the dish is Madeline Smith. Top of the fourth inning. 1 down, 2-0. Sacred Heart Academy with the lead as the Yellow Jackets still looking for their first base runner. Here comes the 0-2. Trying to get Smith to chase outside. She doesn't go for it. 1-2 now the count. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat upcoming here for the number 2 hitter for the Yellow Jackets, Smith. Here comes the next pitch. Just missing the low part of the zone there. 2-2 now the count. Maeli Akin is on deck. Kensley Martin after her. Martin would love to give an opportunity, so that would mean Ithaca's got their first base runner of the ball game here in the fourth. This one's going to be fouled off out of play. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here, and I can hear somebody from Ithaca yelling, way to battle, and has been a great battle at the plate here for Madeline Smith. Wheaton back into the middle of the circle, kind of waving that right arm a bit. Looks down at quarterback wrist, pitcher wrist, has a sign, winds, deals to one, hit towards short. Nice play by Addie Lay, throw in time to first for the out. And so it's another one out, but you end the strikeout streak at least. I'll make the joke if you're Ithaca. But Mairin Wheaton continues to be absolutely dominant in this one. Now 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning. That'll bring Maeli Akin to the plate. She grounded out to second base on the first pitch she saw back in the first inning. And with 2 down, again, Mairin Wheaton's technically pitching a perfect game, but I don't think that's something she cares about at this point in her career with all the accolades she has already done. See if she goes right after Akin, and she does there with the changeup, 0-1. Two pitching counterparts going up against each other here. Akin has been really solid in the circle for Ithaca. But Mairin Wheaton pitching a gem so far in this one. Here comes the 0-1. This one's going to be popped up. Not an easy play as it goes towards the outfield. McConnell will gather underneath it to make the catch. And so perfect through 4 is Miss Mairin Wheaton against this really strong Ithaca Yellow Jacket lineup. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Come back with more Irish Yellow Jacket softball right after this. Ithaca trails Sacred Heart Academy. Man, when I get these two ultra locals together, I goof them up a little bit. Ithaca trails Sacred Heart Academy 2-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this. Wieferich Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Wieferich Financial. Wieferich Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WieFrichFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Wieferich Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, coming to you live from our Barbary Law Studios, built by Conwincy Construction. Lexi Smith at the dish as we start the bottom of inning number 4. 2-0, Irish girls in front. Great pitching efforts from Mairin Wheaton and Maeli Akin so far in this one. Sweet's going to watch that one go by 1-1 now the count. Maddie Anderson on deck. She struck out her first time up. Behind her is Elena Verlager, who walked, ultimately was out on a fielder's choice trying to go to second base. Comes the 1-1 count. Sent down the third baseline. Getford jumping out of the way there. Coach Getford showing he's still got a little bit of quickness left in him out there. 1-2 now the count to Lexi Sweet. Irish girls lead it, as I've said a bunch. 2-0 here at the bottom of the fourth inning. Great pitching performances from Maeli Akin in the circle for Ithaca. Just an unbelievable pitching performance. A perfect game so far for Mairin Wheaton in the circle for Sacred Heart Academy. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch right there. Great movement from Maeli Akin as she gets another punch out. Lexi Sweet going down on strikes that time. That'll bring Maddie Anderson to the plate. And Anderson struck out her first time at the dish as she digs in on the right side. Akin getting ready to rock and roll. Here comes the pitch from Maeli Akin. It's going to be fouled right off of the umpire's mask. Yeah, those umpires, those catchers, I don't know how they shake it off so quickly like that because, man, would really, really throw me for a loop. Akin looking to the dugout for that sign. Stepping back in on the right side is Maddie Anderson. Akin ready to wind and deal. That's going to be over for a strike. Now 0-2 the count. One down here, bottom of the fourth inning. Maddie Anderson stepping back down the count 0-2. Akin winds and deals. That one's going to miss high. 1-2 now the count to Maddie Anderson. Akin back to the middle of the circle. Gets ready to wind and deal. Big cut that time as Anderson goes down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Maeli Akin. Her punch-out total is up to 5 through 3 2/3. Again, these are just two dominant pitchers that we've got in the circle. And it gives some love here to the Sacred Heart lineup already. The two games that I've seen from Maeli Akin this year, she struck out 14 against Clare, struck out at least 13 against Saginaw Valley Lutheran. And so this Irish team is a bit hard to put down via the punch-outs already, you could say. And again, they're a Division IV team playing up here against this Ithaca Yellow Jacket squad. First pitch to Verlager is going to be over for a strike as Elena Verlager steps back to the plate for the second time in this one for Sacred Academy. Drew a walk her first time at the plate. Here comes the 0-1. Inside, swinging at it, now 0-2. Akin back in the middle of the circle. Steps back to the rubber. Gets ready to wind and deal with the 0-2 here to Verlager. He's going to pop this one up, but it's right in. Oh, no, nobody's going to get it. Verlager's going to be safe with the infield single. Little bit of mistake out there. I think Emma Janes and Maeli Akin kind of made eye contact, but I'm gonna give a little guff right there to Maeli Akin. If you don't see the catcher rip off the mask, you probably got to be going after that as a pitcher. Now stepping to the plate is Addie Lay. Lay steps in on the right side. Now a runner on first base with two down here in the bottom of the fourth. Big cut that time from Lay, swinging for the fences. 0-1. He steps out, steps back in. Akin getting ready to go. Again, kind of a track stance over there at first base from Verlager. That one's going to miss outside. 1-1 now the count to Addie Lay. Brooke Neff is on deck. That's back to the top of the order with Izzy Ruckert after that. Addie Lay's first plate appearance, she went down via strikeout. Here comes the 1-1 from Maeli Akin. Another big cut that time from Lay, swinging for the fences. 1-2 now the count. 2-0 Irish girls in front. Runner at first with two down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Akin has the sign, winds and deals. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. It's another punch out. Make it 6-4 for Maeli Akin. The Irish girls leave a runner on base after Verlager reaches with the infield single. Due up in the 5th inning, it's going to be Kensley Martin, Samantha Taylor, and Alyssa Polash as the Yellow Jacket girls continue to look for their first base runner of the ball game. Yep, she has been perfect through 4. We'll see Mairin Wheaton back in the circle right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Shout out to Mark and Joe, Kathleen, and the crew, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, being some big supporters of what we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. As we had an inning number 5. Ithaca Yellow Jackets stepping to the plate, still looking for their first base runner of the game. This one's going to be a high fly ball out towards center field, and going to be a gathering underneath it to make the catch in center will be Miss Izzy Ruker. So quickly one down here in the top of the 5th inning for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets as we bring the scoreboard back up for everybody. So Martin quickly flies out to center field. One down here in the 5th. That'll bring Samantha Taylor to the plate. She grounded out to third base her first time up. She's going to smoke one out towards left field, but it's an atom ball as it's hit right at Elizabeth Courtwright. She makes the catch. So that's 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th inning for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, and just what the doctor ordered, you could say, if you are Mairin Wheaton. That'll now bring Alyssa Polash to the plate. She struck out her first time up. Quickly, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning for the Jackets. Polash digging in on the right side. Takes a big cut at the first pitch. Wheaton pulling the string a bit on that one, 0-1 the count. Ithaca comes into this game at 19-7. Pull up the old game changer here. This one's going to be popped up. A chance to make the play behind the plate for Maddie Anderson. Again, sometimes the umpire, maybe a little bit more in the way than you'd want them to be if you're Anderson behind the dish, as that one is going to be strike 2. Anderson may have had a chance to catch that one, but if you're the umpire, you're trying to get out of the way, doing everything you can. Polash digs in on the right side, ready for the 0-2. Struck out her first time up, doesn't want to be another punch-out victim. This one will be fouled off. Going back to beginning of the year, 18-14, 8-18, 8-10, 10. They did have a game where they lost 2-0. Everett did shut them out, but we all know how great Kyra Gray is, 7, 10, 11. So this is a team that probably averages around 10, 11 runs per game in the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. Just have been shut down so far in this one by Mairin Wheaton and the defense behind her. Another foul ball there from Polash will be pitch number 5 of the at-bat upcoming here for the left fielder for the Yellow Jacket girls. The all-sports superstars. Again, volleyball, basketball, softball, it doesn't matter. Miss Polash gets it done for the Yellow Jackets. 0-2 the count as Wheaton is back into the middle of the circle, getting ready to rock and roll. Big swing and a miss. It's another punch out. Make it 8 for Miss Mairin Wheaton in the circle through 5. She has been absolutely perfect, and I'll say it again, this isn't a lineup that, again, they got shut out by Everett and Kyra Gray. That's it so far this year. Other than that, they've averaged around 10 runs per game. What Miss Mairin Wheaton is doing in the circle right now, pretty darn special. And you go up against, one of your opponents that going into the game that you're probably going to beat, say the Yellow, 24-4 is the record for Sacred Heart Academy, but you're playing an Ithaca team that plays in a conference maybe a little bit tougher than the MSAC. They're a Division III team. You expect this to be a very, very tough fight. What a performance Mairin Wheaton has put together so far. Perfect through 5 innings against a team that I'm really surprised isn't ranked in Division III. In this Ithaca Yellow Jacket squad. And also kudos to Maeli Akin. After giving up those 2 runs in the first, the Sacred Heart girls have had a whole lot of nada in the second, third, and fourth. Matter of fact, Maeve McConnell and Elena Verlegger are the only girls to reach base safely. You did have Neff reaching via fielder's choice, but those are the only girls to kind of get on base since that first inning against Maeli Akin out there in the circle. As Neff steps back to the plate for her first time up, she shows bunt. Tries to catch it on the outside as well to be strike 1. Number 5, Brooke Neff, second baseman, batting in the 9th spot here, just essentially a second leadoff hitter for Coach Wheaton as she digs back in. After this is back to the top of the order with Izzy Ruckert. Akin ready to wind and deal with the 0-1. This one's going to be fouled out of play down the first baseline into the field here. Looks like it just got tilled up this past weekend. Sacred Heart Academy ball fields. Neff steps back in. 0-2 the count. 6 punch-outs already in this one for Akin. Here comes the pitch from the junior. It's going to be fouled off. Great job by Neff to stay alive at the dish. 2-0 Irish girls in front. 2 runs off of 3 hits in the Spockman box score in the first inning. Since then, you had a walk from Elena Verlegger, a single from Maeve McConnell, an infield single from Elena Verlegger, and that's it. Swinging and missing at that one. It's going to go in the dirt for a moment, but James will get the throw down to first base quickly. That is now punch out number 7 in this one for Maeli Akin. This is turning into a pitcher's duel here, and it might almost seem like if you're the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, might just been a little bit of bad luck giving up those 2 runs right at the beginning of the game. So now that Akin is in her groove, she has got things going pretty much just as good as Mairin Wheaton. That one crooked number put up in the first inning for Sacred Heart has got him with that 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Running out of the box, ready to chase that one was Ruckert. It's going to be over for a strike anyway. Ruckert batting from the left side. Again, she's going to look to turn and run out of the box as she puts the bat on the ball. She's just looking for a couple bounces, and she knows she'll be safe at first. But that's going to go right back to Akin. And so a ground out back to the pitcher. If you are Ruckert, that's just a little bit of bad luck right there, in my opinion. That's the type of ground ball you want to have. You just can't send it right back to the pitcher. If that one goes towards third base or towards shortstop with Ruckert's speed, she definitely is going to be safe at first. Here is one of the nominees so far for our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. It's Maeve McConnell. She's doubled and scored a run in the first. She singled her last time at the plate. She looks at the first one. It's going to hit the high outside corner for a strike for Maeli Akin. 2 down. Nobody on. Number 2 hitter at the plate in Maeve McConnell. Ready to wind and deal in the circle is the junior, Maeli Akin. So it's going to be smoked up the middle now. 3 for 3 for Maeve McConnell. You talk about that Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. I'll make the joke. She almost got it wrapped up so far. Now 3 for 3 on the day for Sacred Heart Academy. I had a double check when Nate Gator-Seiler, just a freshman. Maeve McConnell is now 3 for 3 on the day, going up against one of the top pitchers in the state. And you think about making college recruiting tape, that's this type of pitcher you want to show that you're going up against right here, going 3 for 3. Now at the dish is Mairin Wheaton. She's going to foul this one off down the first baseline. Wheaton has popped out to the shortstop of both of her plate appearances. It was a 1-2 count back in the first inning, and she popped out the first pitch she saw back in the third. Runner at first is McConnell. She's got a ton of speed over there. Definitely a threat to try and steal a bag here. This one's going to be smoked by Wheaton. This one's got a chance to get out of here. It's gone! Mairin Wheaton with the 2-run home run. And now you think about the performance that she's had in the circle. She is so far perfect through 5. Now you had a 2-run bomb to the total. What a performance from Mairin Wheaton, turning an all-time type of game right here. Holy moly. And my bad to Sacred Heart fans as I put that score up on Ithaca there for a moment. We will reverse it. It's now 4-0. Sacred Heart Academy after the bomb from Mairin Wheaton out the left center field. That was a no-doubter. McLean gave like a couple looks and knew it was gone. What a bomb there. And there was 2 down before Maeve McConnell singled. Then we had the 2-home run from Mairin Wheaton. You go back to the first inning, there was 2 down before any of those runs came across for Sacred Heart Academy. So all 4 runs for the Irish have come with 2 outs. Big-time clutch hitting there from the Irish girls. Savannah Jones takes the first pitch 1-0. Akin winds, deals. This one's going to be popped out towards second. It'll be caught by Madeline Smith, but damage done. The 2-run home run from Mairin Wheaton here in the 5th inning now has the Irish girls ahead 4-0 as we head to inning number 6. And I got to say it again, Miss Mairin Wheaton has been perfect through those 5 innings after she just hit the 2-run home run, turning in quite the special performance in what will be her final home game in the circle. Back with the 6th inning right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We could be starting to witness something pretty special right here as we head to inning number 6 on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Sacred Heart Academy leads it 4-0 over the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, and Miss Mairin Wheaton has been perfect through 5 innings for Sacred Heart Academy. Not to mention, she just hit a 2-run home run to help her cause moments ago at the plate as well. She's back in the circle facing 7, 8, 9. It's Mackenzie McLean, Chloe Skeeth, and Emma McCune. So it's going to be grounded up the middle of the old broadcaster's jinx right there as McLean has the single for the first base runner of the ball game for the Yellow Jackets. But I was just showing the scores here. You know, Nate Gator-Seiler, as we head to the break, this is a team that averages about 10 runs per game, and to no-hit them, that'd be a pretty special deal. Good job by McLean there getting on base. See if they can get a threat going here in the top of the 6th inning. Chloe Skeeth now stepping to the dish. Skeeth shows bunt. She gets it down. It's a really good one down the third baseline, but it'll go foul. Savannah Jones was charging in from her third base position and ready to barehand it and try to make the throw to first, but there wouldn't have been a play at second. Nice bunt. Nice jump from McLean over at first as well. Much love going out to our friends, Bogwai, Bang and Bradley, Martinez Lawn Care, Martinez Painting, Martinez Cleaning, Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robbins Dressman and Associates, along with ENS Graphics. Now they've got the runner caught up. Throw to first, and they're going to be able to, actually gets away from first. They won't be able to make the tag. McLean very, very lucky as she'll be able to dive back into first base safely, beating that pickle. 0-2 now the count. To Skeeth at the plate. Top of the 6th inning. Number 8 hitter at the plate. You'd love to get a couple runners on if you're Ithaca to turn it back to the top of the order for Emma Janes. Digging back in is Skeeth. Senior right fielder for Ithaca. He's going to look at that one. It'll be strike 3. Punch out number 9 for Mairin Wheaton in this one. That'll bring Emma McCune to the plate. She struck out her first time at the dish. Kuhn's done a fantastic job playing shortstop in this one for the Yellow Jackets as she steps in batting on the left side. She shows bunt. She'll get it down. It's a really good one. Wheaton, long throw over to first. It'll get away from first base. Great backup over there for McConnell. The throw over to third is in time for the out. Maeve McConnell, what a play. McConnell, without a doubt, with our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game right there from right field, getting the runner trying to go to third for out number 2. What a play from Maeve McConnell. That is all fundamentals right there. Knowing to back up your player at first base. You got to be kidding me. What an unbelievable play. Stepping back to the dish. Parmer now to the top of the order here with Emma Janes as McCune is safe, via what, fielder's choice. I don't even know what to rule that one as exactly. But we've got a runner on second base, and there is 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Ready with the 0-1 is Mairin Wheaton. Sends it in. It's going to miss low. Still can't believe the play we just saw moments ago from Maeve McConnell out in right field. I'll mention she's also 3 for 3 at the plate as well. When we think about that Zade Bachelder Baller of the game brought to you by Wieferich Financial, Mairin Wheaton continues her effort in the circle. She's obviously going to get the tip of the cap, but the freshman Maeve McConnell is now 3 for 3 at the plate and made one of the biggest plays in the field so far, and that lead runner trying to go to third base all the way from right field. This one's going to be smoked foul off the fence. 2-2 now the count to Emma Janes. Madeline Smith on deck, Maeli Akin behind her. On the top of the 6th inning, Ithaca has their first base runner of the game. It started as Mackenzie McLean. It's now Emma McCune out at second base after she reached via fielder's choice. Big punch out there again. That is 10 strikeouts through 6 innings for Miss Mairin Wheaton. She's not perfect any longer. She's given up 1 hit, but what a performance so far from Miss Mairin Wheaton as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We'll keep things right here as you can kind of see me resetting that scoreboard. We're coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Conwinski Construction. That Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game's got to be the 2-run home run from Mairin Wheaton, but also a tip of the cap on the beautiful outfield assist from Miss Maeve McConnell. I also love the Bird All-American Grill, our post-game show sponsor. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant. Also love to Clark Modular Homes, Brad Maeli Well Drilling, Maeli Construction, Woods Household Appliance, and a Wieferich Financial, sponsor of that Zade Bachelder Baller of the game. Right now, I've pretty much got Mairin Wheaton penned in for that unless something really, really crazy happens in these final 2 innings. Maeli Akin has been super good in the circle as well for Ithaca. She has struck out 7 through 5. She has just had 2 stretches. She gave up a double and a pair of double, infield single, and another double back in the first. She sent down, not in order, but she sent down second without scoring in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then with 2 outs in the 5th inning, you had a single from Maeve McConnell, and then Mairin Wheaton took the 0-1 pitch over the left center fence for a 2-run home run. So 4 runs with 2 outs for Sacred Heart Academy. That's the difference in this ball game. A couple 2-out rallies from the Irish girls. Other than that, what a pitching battle, what a pitching performance it's been from Maeli Akin for Ithaca and Mairin Wheaton for Sacred Heart Academy. 1-0 the count. That one misses to Lexi Sweet. And again, to give more credit to this Irish lineup, Maeli Akin has mowed down just about every lineup she has faced so far here today. So for the Irish girls, get 4 across against her, that's a big deal. That one's going to miss high to Lexi Sweet. 2-0 now the count. The junior playing at first base in this one for the Irish girls. 4-0 the score here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Irish girls looking for an insurance run or 2 before we head to the top of the 7th inning. This one's going to be fouled down the first baseline. Not quite out of play, but out of reach for any Ithaca defender. 4-0 the score. And much love, Bryce up to grab, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robbins, Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive. Haven't seen any substitutions needed in this one, but there are subs needed out there. You know, Coach Wheaton, Coach Schenkel have got them, just like Mount Pleasant Automotive's got the replacement parts for your vehicle. This one fouled off again down the first baseline, counting now 2-2 to Miss Alexi Sweet. Also love to our friends, E&S Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. Just talked about that assist of the game from Abe McConnell moments ago. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. Again, Mairin Wheaton's 1 for 3, but the 2-run jack kind of gives you the nod on the timber of the game when you put one over the fence. That one's going to miss. It's going to run the count full now to Lexi Sweet, 3-2. And also love Conwincy Construction, Molotco Pools and Spas. You can say Mairin Wheaton has been as hot as a Blocko Jacuzzi out there in the circle, mowing down Ithaca batters. And also J&J Auto Collision Report. McConnell, Mairin Wheaton, so far killing things. That one's going to be a strikeout for Sweet. She's now 1 for 3 on the day. That's going to be 8 punch-outs now for Maeli Akin. I bring Maddie Anderson to the dish for the Sacred Heart Academy girls. She's actually 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of punch-outs. 1 down now here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Anderson steps to the plate. That one's going to bust back over the zone. Great movement on that one from Maeli Akin. Stepping out and stepping back in is Maddie Anderson. 4-0 the score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Irish girls looking for an insurance run or 2. That one smoked towards third. What a play at third base from Kensley Martin. Over in time to first for the out. That is why they call it the hot corner right there. Great play from Martin to get the out. That one was smoked from Maddie Anderson. He can't hit it much harder than that. But just a great play over at third base. That'll now bring Elena Verlager to the plate. She has reached base both of her plate appearances. She walked in the 2nd inning, got out via fielder's choice. She had an infield single back in the 4th and was stranded there. Verlager digs in on the right side. Is going to swing at the first pitch out to short to McCune. Long throw over to first base is in time for the out. So they go 1-2-3 here in the 6th inning for Sacred Heart Academy. But it might not be a bad situation because the sooner you can get Mairin Wheaton back out on the circle to close this out, it seems like it might not be a bad idea. Through 6 innings, Mairin Wheaton has given up 1 hit. That is it. Ground ball up the middle over second base. Other than that, she has been absolutely dominant. And dang it, Josh Wheaton, as I say that, he pulls her from the game, and it's going to be Savannah Jones out there, it looks like, possibly to close this one out. Or do we just have Jones waiting in the middle of the circle? And again, I say Jones because she probably will be pitching game number 2. Let's see Maddie Anderson come back out in the catching gear. I'm waiting to see if we see Anderson come back out into the circle here. Or I say Anderson, I meant Wheaton. It's going to be 2, 3, 4 due up here for Ithaca to see if they can keep this one going. They need at least 4 runs here in the top of the 7th inning to force Sacred Heart Academy to have another plate appearance. And it will be Wheaton back out there in the circle again. I was going to give her dad some guff. He didn't give me a chance to see the complete game excellence here from his daughter. But she has struck out 10 through 6. She has given up 1 single. That is it. Oh, yeah, she also has a 2-run home run at the plate as well. It's been a pretty darn good senior night for Miss Mairin Wheaton. 4-0, Irish with the lead. Last opportunity here for the Yellow Jacket girls in the top of the 7th inning, but it's the part of the order you want up. Madeline Smith, Maeli Akin, Kensley Martin. Here comes the first pitch here in the 7th. It's going to be fouled off to the backstop by Madeline Smith. Irish girls come into this game at 24-4. One of the top-ranked teams in Division 4, and proven why against a team in Ithaca that I'm surprised isn't ranked in Division 3. This one's going to be smoked down the left field line, but it's going to go foul. Now the count 0-2 to Madeline Smith. Smith looks down that third baseline. Coach Schenkel for the sign. I could hear Jackson Verlager say it moments ago, some storms are a brewing. You can kind of feel it in the wind, a little bit of a cooler wind, a little bit little bit more humidity with the wind rolling in the press box here at the Sacred Heart Academy, Jim Epple, Don Hire Field, where you can find our Barbary Law Studios on this Tuesday. That one's going to miss. 1-2 now the count. And Smith steps back in. Wheaton has already struck out 10 through 6. That one's going to be hit up the middle for a base hit. You got the leadoff runner on here. If you are Ithaca, it's also going to get away in center field as well. So it's going to be a double to lead things off here for Madeline Smith. And so the old Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber, you telling me there's a chance is what you're thinking right now if you're the Yellow Jacket girls. And I talked about possible insurance runs back in the bottom of that 6th inning. That's why it's so important to keep it at this 2-0, or 4-0, pardon me. Akin has struck out 8 through 6. Wheaton has struck out 10 through 6, but a leadoff double here from Madeline Smith in the top of the 7th inning has got you thinking maybe, just maybe, Ithaca still has a chance in this one. Coach Josh Wheaton out in the middle of the circle right now. I think what you're saying is you got good defense behind you. Just continue to go out there and throw strikes, as Maeli Akin will step to the dish for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. Again, she doesn't just do it in the circle. Similar to Mairin Wheaton, she's got the power to make this a 4-2 game in a hurry. It's either last week or 2 weeks ago she had a game with 18 strikeouts and 2 home runs as Akin steps in on the right side. Top of the 7th inning. Nobody out. Ithaca down to their final 3 outs. This one's going to be popped up out of play. 0-1 the count to Akin. Wheaton walking to the back of the circle. Her and Maddie Anderson both look down at that pitcher's wrist, catcher's wrist. Now send it in. So it's going to be fouled off the backstop. 0-2 now the count to Akin. I think with a 4-run lead, that runner at second base and who's at the plate in Maeli Akin, if I'm Mairin Wheaton, Maddie Anderson, I'm not afraid to bounce one up here, even have that runner advance to third if it means you can get a chasing swing from the power-hitting Maeli Akin. As I say that, it's smoked up the middle for a base hit. The run will come in to score in Madeline Smith. It's an RBI single from Maeli Akin, and they get on the board here in the 7th inning. It is now 4-1. Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. Runner at first base. Still nobody out as Kensley Martin steps to the dish. Back-to-back hits for the first time in this game for Ithaca. They didn't have a base runner until the 6th inning. This one's going to be smoked off the fence right here in front of our camera. And myself, Larry Perry, and I were talking. Feel like the camera angle is just not quite as good as it was last time catching that bar. Not exactly sure what the deal is, but a little bit of a blur out there. We'll joke because these girls are so fast. This one's going to be sent out towards the outfield. That's going to get down for extra bases up against the wall. And Ithaca might have something going here in the top half of the 7th inning. Akin's going to get held up at third base, and it's a good decision because you don't want to give up any outs here. But it's a double for Kensley Martin. And now the game-tying run will come to the plate here for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets in the form of Samantha Taylor. And there's still nobody out. And a double from Madeline Smith. She came around to score on the RBI single from Maeli Akin. Then a double from Kensley Martin a moment ago. Strike one to Taylor. She looks down the third baseline, steps back in. And from the right side. It's kind of a teal gray bat over the back right shoulder. She gets ready for the 0-1. She shows bunt. She can't get it down. 0-2 now the count. You would love another punch out in this situation if you are Mairin Wheaton. See Zach Anderson from Mount Pleasant Automotive backing off, cross the arm, starting to get a little bit nervous here as it's now 4-1. There's another big punch out from Miss Wheaton. Make it 11. And there's now one down as Alyssa Polash steps to the plate. Polash has a pair of strikeouts so far on the day. We've got one down, top of the 7th inning. The game-tying run is at the plate for Ithaca and Alyssa Polash. She shows bunt. It's going to get it down, but it goes foul down the third baseline for strike one. Mackenzie McLean on deck. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She was the first girl to reach base back in the 6th inning when she singled up the middle. 4-1. Sacred Heart with the lead. Ithaca getting the offense going here in the 6th and the 7th inning. Didn't have their first base runner till the 6th. Now they've got to run across. Here comes another bunt. It's going to be popped up. Nobody's able to catch it, and it goes foul down the third baseline. 0-2, now the count to Alyssa Polash. Mackenzie McLean in the on-deck circle. You wonder if there's a situation for a pinch hitter. This could be one here for the Jackets. Runners at second and third. One down. Game time run at the plate for Ithaca on the top of the 7th inning. This one's smoked by Polash. It's going to go foul. If she was able to straighten that one out, that may have very well tied the game right there. Polash steps out, steps back in. Count remains 0-2. Pitch number 4 of the at-bat upcoming. It's just going to miss on the outside corner, 1-2. A great take there from Polash. Great job by the Yellow Jackets, not going quietly here on this Tuesday night in the 6th and 7th inning. Wheaton winds and deals. This one's going to be fouled off once again. Polash continuing to battle at the plate. 1-2 count. Got 2 foul balls as well. We have pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here for Alyssa Polash. Mairin Wheaton looking for the complete game. She was perfect through 5. Now the Yellow Jackets looking to make something happen here the 3rd time through the lineup. Polash takes time at the plate, steps out, now steps back in with the White Easton bat over the back right shoulder. She hits this one high out towards left field. It's not going to be an easy play. It will be brought in by Courtwright for out number 2. Big time catch out there in left field for Elizabeth Courtwright. And with the wind blowing, that was not an easy play in a pressure-packed situation with runners on second and third. That'll now bring Mackenzie McLean to the plate. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She struck out in the 3rd, singled, and got out via fielder's choice in the 6th inning. It's 4-1 Sacred Heart with the lead. They led it 2-0 after 1, 4-0 after 5. This one's going to be popped up. It's going to get just out of play on the top of the press box here. 0-1 to count. Wheaton stepping back to the middle of the circle. McLean digs back in. The game-tying run at the plate for the Yellow Jackets here in the top of the 7th inning. Mairin Wheaton looking to close out a masterpiece where she has struck out 11, only giving up that 1 run, and also hit a 2-run bomb herself. That one also is fouled off. So now Ithaca down to their final strike here in this one. Drama with the game-tying run also at the plate in the form of Mackenzie McLean. She does have home run power to the 205 mark all the way around here. Here comes the 0-2. It's hit up the middle for a base hit. 1 run is in for Ithaca. They'll send the 2nd run in. Here comes the throw. It's going to be close, and that will score to make it 4-3 on the 2 RBI single for Mackenzie McLean. Coming in to score is Maeli Akin along with Kensley Martin, and that'll bring Chloe Skeeth to the plate, who's now not the game-tying run. She has a chance to be the game-winning run. Runner on first base is Mackenzie McLean. Chloe Skeeth in her 2 plate appearances today has struck out twice, both of them on 3 pitches. Emma McEwen is on deck. She's also 0 for 2 on the day. She has reached base once via fielder's choice. It's 4-3. It looked like Miss Mairin Wheaton, I talked about, she was perfect through 5. Only gave up the 1 single in the 6th, but then here in the 7th, the 3rd time through the order, they have now connected on 4 hits, have the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, and now have the game-tying run at first base and the go-ahead run at home. No matter what happens here, the Sacred Heart girls would get a chance in the bottom of the 7th inning, but they don't want that. They want to close this one out. Ski swings at that first one, 0-1 to count. Emma McEwen is on deck. Stepping back to the plate is Skeeth. Here comes the 0-1 from Wheaton. Over for a strike. Ithaca back down to their final strike as they were just moments ago before the 2 RBI single from Mackenzie McLean. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled. Staying alive at the dish is Chloe Skeeth, like the Bee Gees. On deck is Emma McCune. Runner at first is Mackenzie McLean. No point in her trying to take second base and getting thrown out by the excellent arm of Maddie Anderson behind the plate. Here comes the 0-2 from Wheaton. It's going to be pop foul out of play down the first base line. Give the Yellow Jackets credit. They just refuse to quit in this one. Wheaton ready to go. 0-2. Skeeth waits the pitch. He's going to foul this one off again. That is the third 0-2 foul ball here from Chloe Skeeth. We've got pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here. If I'm Wheaton, I'm throwing one way outside, way low to try and get her to chase here in this situation. She continues to try and protect the plate. As I say that, she fouls it off again. That is the fourth 2-strike foul from Chloe Skeeth as the Yellow Jackets refuse to go away. They trailed 4-0 heading into the top of the 7th inning. They have got 3 runs across. The game-tying run is at first. The go-ahead run is at home plate. Here comes the 0-2. They do try to get her to chase high. She doesn't do it. Good eye at the plate from Chloe Skeeth. Count is 1-2. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat upcoming for number 10, the senior right fielder, Chloe Skeeth. The senior righty in the circle. Mairin Wheaton trying to close it out. But there again is another foul ball. That is 5 2-strike fouls for Chloe Skeeth. One and two the count. Again, if I'm Wheaton here, don't mind wasting one, throwing something high, something low to get her to chase. This one's going to be sent out towards left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So McLean moves into second. Skeeth, the RBI single, is at first. Oh, boy, drama here in the top of the 7th inning from our Barbary Law Studios at Jim Epple, Adon Higher Field here at Sacred Heart Academy. McCune at the ditch. She reached base via fielder's choice her last time up, but she's technically 0 for 2 on the day. The go-ahead run at first. The Yellow Jackets rallying here in the top of the 7th inning. Wheaton winds and deals. McCune's going to pop that one foul, 0-1. Anderson, Wheaton look to the dugout to get the sign. McCune looks down the third baseline to get the sign. 4-3 the score. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And again, Ithaca is down to their final strike. This is the third consecutive batter where it's been a 2-strike count. Had a 2 RBI single and a single from Mackenzie McLean and Chloe Skeeth. This one's going to be fouled off right here in front of our broadcast position. Again, these Yellow Jacket girls just refuse to go away. Emma Janes is on deck. It's 4-3, Irish with the lead. They led it 4-0 heading into the top of the 7th inning. McCune fouls this one off again. You had 5 2-strike fouls from Chloe Skeeth moments ago. That's 2 2-strike fouls now from Emma McCune. And if you're Mairin Wheaton, you're starting to say, what do I got to do to put this team away? And if you're Coach Schenkel and the Ithaca crew, with the playoffs next week, this is exactly what you want to see from your team in a pressure situation. It's why you play this game. Pop down the third baseline. Jones will not be able to make a play. So you had 5 2-strike fouls from Skeeth before she singled. You now have 3 2-strike fouls for Emma McCune. 0-2 remains the count. 4-3, Irish girls in front. Bottom of the 7th, Wheaton looking to close it out. There it is, the swing and a miss. Strikeout number 12 for Mairin Wheaton as she closes it out. Despite giving up those 3 runs in the 7th, what an absolute gem from Mairin Wheaton in this one. She will be our Zade Bachelder Baller of the game, brought to you by Wieferich Financial. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more when we come back to put a bow on this one. The Irish girls win it 4-3 over Ithaca, but Ithaca rallies in the top of the 7th to make it very, very interesting. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we'll have the Bird All-American Girl post-game show, talk about some of the accolades, and we'll put a bow on this one. The Irish girls win it 4-3. A late charge for Ithaca was not quite enough. Back, put a bow on this one with our Bird All-American Girl post-game show right after this.
Hello, I'm Mike Stanton, and I'm honored to represent the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, created to honor Maryland's legacy of generosity, compassion, and commitment to our community. At its core, our mission is simple: to support our youth, remove barriers, and create opportunities for kids to grow, compete, and succeed, both in their community and in the game of life. We are incredibly excited to support the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They do an outstanding job highlighting student athletes, local schools, and the power of teamwork, shining a light on the hard work and dedication that is often overlooked. This partnership allows us to celebrate not just wins on the field, but character and leadership along the way. At the end of the day, it's about investing in our youth, strengthening our communities, and carrying forward Maryland's spirit of giving. To learn more about the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund and the events we support, find us on Facebook by searching Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Go Blue Jays.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Maeli Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Maeli Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Maeli Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Hiring a cleaning service doesn't mean you're lazy. Martinez Cleaning knows it means you value your time and want to come home and relax and not worry about the mess. Martinez Cleaning allows you to do just that. Come home and relax to a nice clean home. Schedule your appointment and learn more by visiting Martinez Cleaning on Facebook or call today at 989-289-8615.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by Conwincy Construction. One more time here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as we put a bow on this one. Our final, 4-3, the Sacred Heart girls outlasting the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. There's just a lot to talk about in this one. First of all, Mairin Wheaton was perfect through 5 innings. I mean, she was unbelievable all the way throughout in this game. And again, the third time through the lineup, they were able to do a little bit against her in that 7th inning, but she strikes out 12 through 7. So I always like to point this out. You got 21 total outs in the 7 innings. When you have 12 of them that come via the strikeout and you don't have to worry about your girls putting the ball in play, making those long throws from third over to first, or maybe balls getting hit to the outfield and girls, coming up with catches and whatnot. 12 strikeouts for Mairin Wheaton. Absolutely masterful performance from her in this one. Also on the other side, Maeli Akin, quite masterful herself with 8 strikeouts. And there was just 2 stretches for Maeli Akin in the first inning And in the 5th inning, where she had the stretch where she gave up 2-3 hits out of 4 batters, and then she gave up 2 in a row with 2 outs, Maeve McConnell hit a single and then a 2-run home run from Mairin Wheaton. That was in the 5th inning. Think about how big that home run was to put the Irish girls up 4-0 when the final score ends up being 4-3. So that will be our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. J&J Auto Collision Report. Let's go into that 2-run home run from Mairin Wheaton in the 5th inning that ultimately you could say put her team up for good after the 3-run rally in the top of the 7th from the Yellow Jacket girls to try and come back in this one. But another huge play in this game came from Maeve McConnell in right field. I think it was Mackenzie McLean who singled, and then they went to McCune dropped down a bunt. I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was a play at first base where it got away from the first baseman, Lexi Sweet, on the the throw attempt, but it was unbelievable backup from Maeve McConnell. So with that runner going to second base, they saw the ball get away from first, thought for sure they're going to be able to scamper into third, but excellent fundamentals from Maeve McConnell covering first base out in right field. She made a perfect throw over to third for a Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. And think about how big that is. Ithaca would have had a runner on third base with 1 out in that 6th inning. If that throw doesn't happen from right field over to third, 1-run ball game, that definitely could have been the difference right there. So Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game going to Miss Maeve McConnell. But all the accolades need to be going to Miss Mairin Wheaton. Actually, first tip of the cap to, again, Maeve McConnell. She made that play out in right field. She scored 2 of the 4 runs for Sacred Heart Academy, was 3 for 3 at the plate against an unbelievable pitcher in Maeli Akin. But Mairin Wheaton struck out 12 in the circle, didn't give up or didn't surrender a base runner until that 6th inning. Also had a 2-run bomb to boot. Our Zade Bachelder Baller of the game brought to you by Wieferich Financial. Miss Mairin Wheaton, you want to be a baller like my main man Zade and Mairin Wheaton, and get your money in with Brian Wieferich at Wieferich Financial, and he will make you more money with that money. What a game this turned out to be. It looked like we could have a perfect game going for Mairin Wheaton, and then it looked like we could have an unbelievable comeback from the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. This is the exact type of game both of these teams wanted. Obviously, they want to win every game, but when you've got district playoff action next week, it is going to be pressure-packed. It is going to be pressure-filled. These are the situations you want to put your teams in that 7th inning with things getting down to the nitty-gritty. 4-3 our final here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Big shout out to all the Sacred Heart girls, all the Ithaca girls for putting on such a fantastic performance. We'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow. Boys volleyball action. I don't think I'm going to do an actual broadcast. We're going to have some highlights coming from senior night and the first ever season from the Mount Pleasant Oiler boys volleyball team, who are now ranked, and could be some audio-only coverage following them in the playoffs, depending on how things line up when it comes to the baseball-softball playoffs here in the Mid-Michigan area. And then Thursday, we're back with Sacred Heart Academy girls as they take on Essexville Garber at CMU. And then Friday, hopefully doubleheader action. We're going to start off back at Margot Yonker Stadium at CMU on Friday with Beale City Clare softball. And then if time allots, if we're able to make things happen, we're going to head over to Tennyson Stadium for the boys game on Friday. And then Saturday, we could have a big-time matchup with Sacred Heart Academy and Shepherd Baseball. Very similar to this game, those two teams getting together to try and get ready for district play. But our final here tonight, 4-3, Sacred Heart Academy, a winner over the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. Our Zade Bachelder Baller of the game brought to you by Wieferich Financial. Miss Mairin Wheaton, who struck out 12 in the circle and also hit a 2-run bomb. And also a tip of the cap to Maeve McConnell with our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game, and also going 3 for 3 at the plate, scoring 2 of the 4 runs